how to open Excel sheet. This is what the first thing which we discuss. Go to run command, go to run command, type here Excel. Okay. So how to open Excel sheet in our Excel file in our computer? There are two approaches. One is from run command. This is a notes given you all here. Just a minute. Let me. Okay. Yes. So you can see here how to open an Excel sheet in our computers. There are two steps to open this. First thing is go to run or go to start button and you will be writing here Excel. This is a general procedure which we used to do in our offices. Okay. Now there is one more navigation command which is a easy one. Just open a run command to open this box. Okay, run command box. What you will do, you will be doing here Windows key plus R. Windows key plus R. When you press that, you will get this window, Windows key plus R, like this. Okay. And here you will be typing Excel, Excel. You are typing over here Excel and press enter. Automatically the file will be opened and it starts working for us. Now here, this is a first screen whenever we open a Excel file or Excel application in our computers. This screen is called as backstage. This screen is called as backstage. Okay. So what is backstage? Like for example, when you are giving some presentation in front of the people sitting or in the audience, you can say in front of the audience, there will be backstage. Backstage means a person who is giving a presentation, he will be standing in front of the audience. But in the backstage, there will be a people who will be supporting that presentation. Like the audio, the video, everything, they are supporting from the back. That is called backstage. Same way here, there are two approaches. In an Excel application, we have a backstage where you are going to see this type of screen. Let's do. First of all, to start our Excel file, we have to click on blank workbook. Click on this. Now workbook is open. This is our workbook which we see over here. Now you can see this is a file tab. Again the same thing, backstage. This is a backstage. So backstage means which you can't see on the screen. If I want to save this file, okay, if I want to protect this file, if I want to know what type of software I'm using, if I want to know what is the license of this file, you can't do directly from here. You have to go to backstage, click on file, you can click on info, you can click on publish, export, share, everything from here itself. Okay. So this is called as backstage. This is our first topic. This is our first topic which we discussed over here. Okay. So that is what we call it as backstage. So I will write here also. This is a backstage. So next thing is how to navigate on our Excel sheets. Like in general, most of the times we will be seeing this type of the columns on our screen generally whenever we open Excel sheet. But how many columns are there? How many columns are there? How many rows are there? We never have went to that. We never have seen also. Okay. So generally in our Excel we have total number of columns are 16,384. 16,384. So these are the number of columns and these are number of rows. Okay. So how the columns are termed as? Columns termed with what? Termed as alphabets. Alphabets. Okay. And rows are given with what? Numbers. So they are identified as, if not identified by alphabets. And these are identified by numbers. So these are the two differences which we see on our Excel sheets. Okay. So now let's see. I have shown here you will be having 16,384 columns. Then how I can see the last column? Hold the control key. I have given the message over here. Hold the control key and right arrow. Hold the control key and right arrow. So you have to hold this key. Hold means keep your finger on the key, then click on the right arrow key. Okay. Hold the control key. Hold and right. So you will be going to the last column in our Excel sheet. Okay, again hold left key, you will come to the first cell in our Excel sheet, our first column. I want to see the number of rows. According to this, how many rows we have? 1048576. So this is the number for which the rows are available in Excel sheet. So hold the control key down. Now you can see 1048576. So these are the number of rows that are available in one Excel sheet. Okay, so this is what our first topic which we discuss. Now here there is one sheet one. If I want to add the sheets, you can just click on this plus button. The sheets are going on adding into our application, or are going to add in our workbook. Okay, now how many sheets we can add? In general, if you go to the previous versions, there are 255 worksheets. 255 sheets can be added. Okay, before, I mean the previous versions of Excel, or you can say MS Office, you can add 255 worksheets in an Excel. But nowadays it has become unlimited. You can add the sheets in our Excel unlimited until the space is available in a memory. Now again the question will come, how the space is available? I have 1 TB of memory. Before also I have 1 TB, but that time it is not this much sheets. The reason is here the number of, I mean the memory size, in the sense, not the hard disk size, the size of the RAM. Generally RAMs are like 4 GB, 8 GB, 16 GB RAM is there in our computers. Excel sheet, when we are running on the Excel sheet, when we are doing something, this data will be available in the RAM memory, not the hard disk memory, RAM memory. Okay, so this has to be remembered. Now, for example, here I want to understand where is my cursor is pointing. Cursor is pointing to F as the column, 10 as the row. So this is F10. To identify this, we have a name box. We have a name box. So I will write that one also for you here. So that will be called as what? Name box. So name box is what? To identify the cursor position. So where the cursor is placed, that I want to identify. That time we use what? Name box. The next one is formula bar. Okay. So what is a formula bar? Formula bar, the word itself says it contains the information about the formulas. Okay, if I'm typing like sum of the data, multiplication of data, addition of data, something, anything, whenever we are adding, so that can be done from the formula bar. Okay, so what we do here, formula bar, it provides a space to work with formulas. Okay, so just this is still a basic one. We are not doing anything, still we didn't did anything. Okay, now here whenever we have a Excel file, we have a sheets over here. Okay, generally we always rename the sheets so that the sheet can be identified whenever you are doing some task. Like example, you can see now where in your work locations, every sheet has one name: accounts, material management, payroll system, etc., etc. Like that, you have many number of sheets. Each sheet contains separate name to identify them uniquely. Like example, I'm checking for some client information. So there is a sheet name client data. Directly you will go there, you will get the information of that client. So right click here, I can say rename. Okay, so I'm renaming here. So what rename you can do, that's our wish. So as our basic session, this is, I can say here basic session. Now one more thing before going inside, going to the more content, let me show you the syllabus once. See, this is the syllabus of your Excel. So first thing, we are going to see what is the look and feel, what is the start screen, what is the ribbon, okay, how to getting help, launching, quitting Excel, how to close Excel. That's a simple thing. Everyone know this one. So customizing Excel, what is quick access toolbar, what are the different types of add-ins. Okay, add-ins we will come to see slowly. Designer spreadsheet, what type of kinds we have, what is cell entry, data entry, how to save the data, how the document recovery to rescue, all these things we are going to see one by one. Okay. So here we have to sell tables, ribbons, quick analysis tool, what is a ribbon, what is mini toolbar. Okay. So like this, we'll see everything from your syllabus itself. Okay. Right. Okay. Now what we have to do is, just now we have seen how to add the ribbon here, how to add the control, sorry, how to add a tab over here. Now first I have already told that these are called as tabs. Tabs are the navigations which contains all the controls, okay. These all controls are grouped together with a control or with a group name. Like example, you can see these are all the controls grouped together and they have given one name called as font. They are grouped together and they have given a name called as alignment. Okay. So these are all called as tabs. And I have added my own tab. I will show you how to add a tab of our own again, no problem. Now here, which you are going to see in the down, this is called as a ribbon. I mean the whole, all the controls, all the groups available under one tab is called as ribbon. Click here, you can see the ribbon is what? Hidden now. The ribbon is now hidden. So this is how the things will work. Now you can see here, I can't bring it back. So how to bring it back? You can see one cursor over on a screen, ribbon display options. Now you see here, show tabs. Only tabs are shown. Show tabs and commands. Click here. Now you will getting tabs as well as commands. Okay, try to remember this. And here you have auto hide ribbon. So you can see now the ribbon is hidden, right? So this is how the ribbon will be hidden whenever we don't want this. Okay. So we will be seeing one more, show tabs and ribbon. So this is how the tabs as well as ribbons are shown on the screen. Okay. Until here, I hope everyone is clear. This is the second time again I'm repeating. Now next one is demo tab. Like generally, if you go to options, customize ribbon, I have created this tab. I'm removing this. You can see demo tab here. Okay, I want to remove this one, right? So I say here, I can say select this, I can say remove. So the tab has been removed. Say OK. Now there is no tab. There is no tab of my own. Now these are all the controls available under each tab. Okay. So what is the use of creating? What is the use of creating our own tab there inside our Excel? What is the use? The first use is we can save our time. We can save our time searching for the controls or commands. Okay, we can save the time. Other thing is, whenever you are working there, you will be sure that everything is available in one place. Now if you want to search anything, you have to go to each tab to search for that option. Okay, for example, today what you can do, go to options, customize ribbon. Okay, customize ribbon. I'm creating a tab over here. Like example, I will use those controls every day. So I want to create everything in one group or in one tab. I don't want to go in each tab to search what control I want. Okay. That time you will be creating here new tab. You can see now new tab has started here. And one more thing, like for example, I want to place my tab here, say new tab. I will be now you're getting the tab at the last. Okay. Your wish, where you want to keep your tab, that is your wish. Okay. If I want the tab at the beginning, like example, I say here home, new tab, the tab will be joined here. Okay. Now in this place, I can say rename, display name. I can say here the display name of my tab. I write here office work. My tab name is office work. Okay. Then in the new group, I write a group name. Okay. And I can select any type of icon here. That doesn't affect anything. It's just for a common understanding that controls will get some type of icon to remember. Okay. That's it. There is no identity or anything for this one. Now here I will write a group name. Okay. My group name will be work commands. Work commands. These are my commands. Okay. Now click on OK. Now if I click on OK, you will see there office work. One tab is created. Under this tab, there is nothing, correct? There is nothing because I didn't added any controls. Now I want to add some controls under this tab. For that reason, go to File, Options, Customize Ribbon, select this work commands, and remember, you can add the controls. You can add the controls or commands under group only. You can't add under tab. Okay, under the group only you can add them. Now here it is showing only popular commands, but I want all the commands. So what you say here, all commands, click on it. Okay, now it will show a huge list of the commands on our screen. Okay, so whatever the commands you require, which you are useful, which you are using daily, search for them. Okay, search for them. This is only one time job. You will search for one time and you will add them. For example, all borders, generally I want it generally. And one more thing, for example, I'm coming down, I want auto filter, sometimes I add this one also. Okay, I can say auto sum, sometimes like sum and everything we can use, so currently I don't want it. Same way, come down, bold, I can use bold. Okay, sometimes I can do the bold. I want calculator. Okay, when you're doing some sum or something else. Okay, now come down again. If you go down still, okay, you can say comments here. There is no option called create comments. Okay, no problem. So I have a concept called copy. I will do the copy. Okay, so you can copy here. I will say copy. Then again you can come down up, though there is option called cut, and even you can say delete. Okay, delete comment. So you can see here delete comment, delete comment. Okay, so this is delete cell, right? So which is your requirement, you can use them. Okay, so I'm just showing you one sample over here. According to that we can use them. Fill color, you can add a fill color over here. Okay, the same way, come down. So like this, you have to go through all the required commands inside our Excel sheet, which you feel better that these commands should be available like a handy. Means if you go there, when you go there, everything is ready for you. Okay, I say merge also. Okay, right, merge I added. Say okay. Now under this office work, you see all the commands have been added, correct? Now you no need to worry about the commands which you want to work with here. Suppose for example, I want to say calculator. Click here, custom. Now see, this is calculator. Generally, if you want to open calculator in Excel sheet, which is not easy, right? You will go here, you will be typing what? Calculator, then you will be opening calculator, right? But in Excel sheet, most probably it is not needed, as we can count or we can do the sum by selecting the data directly. Okay, but suddenly if you are working on some data, someone given you some Excel file, other than Excel file, someone given you some other data, they told you, can you give me the total of this? Just open, click here, and you can open and you can do the task over here. Okay, in the same way, like example, I will enter some data over here. I say like student number, student name, student fee, student course example. Okay, now I want to add some borders, so click on here, you see borders are added. I want to add a filter, you just click on auto filter, filter is added, you can see the filter is added. I want to make them bold, so click on bold, bold is added. I want to copy this and I want to paste over here, so you can paste. Okay, and also you can even you can cut it, you can cut them and you can paste over here. Okay, so like this everything is possible here. You can apply the colors. For example, I select this fill color, which color you want to fill it over here, fill the color. Okay, and if I want to have the, for example, I want to merge them. Okay, so there is no merge. Okay, that this may be this is maybe a merge with another query. Okay, so this is not a normal merge, so this is using for the multiple workbooks are inside this. If you have 2-3 tables, that time you can use this merge. So there are different types of operations, commands which can be used in our own tab. Okay, so this is all about what? Custom tab. This is all about what? Custom tab, how we can use it, how we can add them in our Excel sheets. Okay, is this clear?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So this is all about what, how to add the tabs, how to do all these things we have done now. So I'm opening another sheet, rename. So I will be writing here like working on table data. So working on data, it's not just a data. Okay. Now here, let's try to understand all the contents what are available over here. For that one, I'm selecting certain cells over here. Then I will say merge and center. So this is already merge and center. I say student information. Okay. So inside this, I want to enter the data for the student, like student number, student name, student, okay, we say here subject 1, subject 2, subject 3. Then I will write here total. Then we say average. Okay. So these are the different things which we want to apply here, right? So how to do all borders? We can use all borders over here. Borders are applied. After applying the borders, I want to make this data as bold. Okay, bold has made. And also sometimes if you have a requirement, like you want to add a uh, uh, design the lines in this table, you can use here. For example, there is an option here like you can say draw border. Okay, draw border, and also you can see line color. I will give here something like blue color. Okay, you can see now what is happening. You can see the color is what, blue. Okay, so this is how we can apply now. This one I can draw according to my requirement. Okay, so this only this cells, these cells in between, they got some color. And also, for example, I want to make line style a thicker. Okay, then I can say here, you can see this is a thick color. I can apply here, I can apply here. Okay, then I can apply it for this, I can apply for this, and I can apply for this. Okay, so like this you can apply the different types of colors also according to our requirement. Okay, so try to remember this topic. That is, generally we can design the table, we can add the colors, we can draw the lines in between with our own required colors. Now the topic will come when it is required that it may happen that we will be using this type of things in our tables. Yes, this type will be happen only, like for example, you have a final data or the filter data, and you want to show that data to be to the users. Like once they will see on the screen, they should understand. Like example, here I'm writing something like one. I'm taking some data here. So I'll give here fill series. Student name, I'm giving some names here. Apple. This is mango, orange, grapes. Okay. BM. Okay. Something. So subjects are given here 34, 54, 65, something. Okay. And also some data. So here also I'm giving some data over here. So some more data. Okay. Now, after entering this data, I want to arrange the cells here. So you can see there is a concept called alignment. Okay. How to align the data inside the cells. Center alignment. This is a center alignment. Left alignment. The data will move to left. Okay. This is the alignment of data on the top. I mean, the cells are aligned already. Center, right, center, left, right. This is okay. Now what is this is called? These are the cells, cell data. I mean, when the data in the cell you want to arrange, like example, here you can see this one. See, now it is changing. You can understand this, I hope. This is center, this is down, this is top. Center, down, top. Okay. So try to understand this. So this is what we are going to use this on the top. Okay. This top three. Sometimes you can see that in the tables, the data one data item will be on the top, one data item will be in the down. So that time you may you may raise the confusions here. Okay. So that type of confusions, if you want to remove from our Excel sheets, we have to go through these navigations. Okay. Finish. Now how to do the total of these three? Do you have a formula for this one? We write what? Remember one more thing. Whenever we are going to start any type of formulas, we are going to start with what? Equal symbol. We are going to start with what? Equal symbol. We say equal sum of, and one more thing. There are many different approaches. Why to write sum of? You can write directly like this, equal this one plus this one plus this one. Answer is finished. Why to write sum of? Yes, the answer will be when there is a values. I mean, when there are the sheet of values like 100, 200, 300 values are available with you. That time you can't write one by one each cell. Okay, yeah, that time you can't write each cell one by one. So if you're writing like one by one, it will take more time. To avoid that,
Auto
auto
not come
sum.
auto
Auto
sum.
sum. Okay. So let's see. Now I want to do auto sum. Let's see. Auto sum. So it's not coming over here, correct? Now see.
Enter.
No, but it is what? Sum. Function of sum.
No. Press enter.
Press enter. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, you are right. You are right. So that's what the difference I'm saying means. You can write equal to some function. Okay. Equal to some function. Okay. And even in the sum function, you have even sum, average, count numbers, maximum, minimum. Okay. I agree with you. But for example, okay, I will come to your answer now. In this one, I have some data here also. Like for example, here also I have student number, student name. Okay. I say here subject one, and subject two, subject three. Okay. What is my requirement is this is A. So this is one, this is A, and here some marks are given here 56. Okay. Now my requirement is here like this. I want to do the sum here, not only this one, but I have to take the values from here also. You're getting my point? I want to
Okay.
take the values from here also. That time you have to use what? Equal to sum of. You can use auto sum, no problem, but auto sum will do only in the rows of the
Yes.
same
Yes.
sheet.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So now you can see here some of these values will be here, correct? Now I want to do the sum of the values which are available in other sheet also. So then what is the other requirement? I can do plus here,
Yes.
then sum of, then go to the sheet, select the values here. You can see on the top, this is formula bar, close it. Okay. Now you can see this is the whole sum of both the values from this sheet as well as the other sheet. Okay. So, but
Okay.
we will not go to that complications now. First, try to
Yes.
understand that sum is the function we are going to use to do the series of data. As you have told, that is right answer. When you have series of data, then that time only we use sum. Okay, finish. Now I want to do all this sum. What you will do? Drag here, click here and drag, or other one, double click here, finish. Okay. So either you can click and drag. Okay, this is one procedure, or either you can double click here. It will do everything for you. Okay, done. Next thing, average equal average is the function. So you can do from here average, and then you can find the average of these three. Press enter. and you can double click on this. It's over. Average is done. Now, if I want to do the same thing with the help of formula bar, how to do? Click on this fx, insert function. Click on insert function. Now it will open like this. Here you will be selecting what type of operation it is. Sum, correct? It is sum. So I have to use, like, for example, math. Okay. So from this I want to take sum function. Okay. So go to this place, sum function. I'm taking sum is here. It is fine. I say okay. So this is sum of what you want to take. Now it is selected here, F7 to H7. F7 to H7. If you are fine with this, you can do OK. If not, you can click here. Again, you can select like this, or you can select like this, or you can select like this. Okay. So this is also one way of inserting the function. I selected this, click here again, then finally click on OK. Now this is over. Okay. Now here again we will see we did this one. Now number 2. Okay. Basic, this is session. I copy this one. Okay. Then go down. Then I will say OK. Now you see what happened. Sum of the values which are available in 2 sheets. So you can see the formula. Before I did what? Plus basic session. Now this is a formula generated by the formula bar. Okay. So try to use this formula bar function fx also, so that it will be useful when you are working with different types of approaches, because formula bar will provide the approach for many different functions over here. Okay. It will provide function for many different approaches. So you can use any type of functionality which we use generally, like engineering. We never use it, but there are many different approaches over here. You can use them. Okay. So like this, now I want to do average. So click here. Now what is the function? It is available in math. So this is average, PQRSTUV. Average is not here or what? Okay, so it is not here. So let's see all. Maybe I will be searching here. Okay, average is here. So I will say okay. Now average of what function? So F7 to I7. No, this is wrong. I want to F7 to H7 only. So F7 to H7. Then say okay. Now this is the average of those three. Now average is calculated. So this is how we are going to work with formula bar. Now in this one, for example, we have applied some style for this one. Okay, there is a brush. You can see format painter. Click on this. Now I will drag this one to the remaining cells. What happened? That style has applied to the remaining cells also. Okay, that is called format painter. Format painter. What a format painter will do? It will copy the format from one data item and it can be applied to the remaining data values or the items that are available on our sheet. So for example, here I have increased the size of this. I can say like 14, and then okay, I can apply the style of this. Let's take let's take this one. Yeah. Consider I have take this one. I have this one. Okay, this is S name. Now this is looking odd when compared to others. So what I will do, I will take this copy and I will apply for the remaining. Now you can see the font size, the font style, everything has been applied here for the remaining cells also. Okay. So this is the main use of what? Format painter. Format painter, when you copy something, it can do many tasks actually. Suppose here you can see again I copy, you can go to the paste. You see here there are different types of approaches. You can see formulas, and you can see here formula and number formatting, and you can see keep source formatting, no borders, keep source width, transpose. Okay, so means here by using this functionality we can use any type of operations over here. Means you can copy not only this, we can copy the formulas also. Okay, like example. Okay, let's do one thing. First of all, I have copied it. Then I will go to, I'll copy this. Okay, then formulas. Okay, so here like example. Okay, we have copied this. Now I will apply here. Okay, then here. Okay, how to apply the formula? It will apply formula also, that we can see soon in the next session. If not, copy this. Where we have to paste. This is the formula. Okay, now what happened is, right. So what happened is we have pasted this formula. Suppose I copied this, copied. Okay. Now what I'm doing, I'm going to this option, select this option. Okay. So here, copy, then yeah, select this. Okay. So it's not applying now. Format painter, select it. No, it's not working. Okay, so copy this and then paste over here. Then after this, we'll be saying formulas. Then apply here. No. Okay, we'll see that there is something like when we are doing it, we have to take care of it. But remember, Format Painter not only change the main concept of Format Painter is when we are going to apply some font style or font color, font size, something on the font, it can be applied to other font styles also for other cells or other cell data which is available in our application. Okay, even this is flexible. Like for example, if I say whenever I select the data, okay, when I copy this, and there are different approaches. Like for example, you can see I'm copying this one, and if you go here, when we wanted to transpose this matrix, okay, we can transpose also. The matrix also can be transposed. Okay, so let's select the data, copy, okay, then okay, so copied, I say here like transpose, copy paste, because the copy area doesn't have same size. Okay, then I will select here. Okay, then all right. So generally we will be seeing those things. Transpose is something like where the data is going to be transposed from vertical to horizontal. So that we will be seeing in the next session, or we'll be seeing after the break also, no issues. So first of all, let's see this. So we have applied here certain modifications for the data. So I'm going to modify them again back to the normal. So I applied them and I will make them as bold again. Okay, finish. So this is first thing. And remember, through the Format Painter, we have applied all those contents. Now next one is copy the data or copy the information from one place to other place. Like example, I will copy this or copy as a picture, copy as a picture. Okay. Now you can see as shown on screen, as shown when printed our picture. So I will say copy. Okay, then I will go here, then I will try to paste it. Okay, just paste it. Now here it will not apply because now it become what, picture. Okay, it has become now picture, right? So before it was the data, but I have copied the data as a picture, right? So that is the difference here. When you're copying the information, if you say directly copy, okay, directly copy, it will copy the data, and when you paste out here, that will have a ability to change the information, okay. But when you copy it as a picture, it will become a picture format. You can see it's a contextual tab which is opening here, picture format, through which you can apply it as a picture, right? So now this is a picture here. You can see this is a picture here. So this is our differences, like how to copy and how to copy as a picture and how to paste. Okay. Now we have seen only one topic in the Format Painter, that is whenever you are taking a Format Painter has the ability to apply the font color, I mean the font size as well as the font model from one cell to all the other cells available in our Excel sheet. Okay. So this is what one use of this one. Not only this, using a Format Painter, we can copy the formulas as well as we can transpose the matrix. We can transpose the matrix, that also we will see. Maybe there is some issue here. I will be seeing that one in the next session, our next coming session after 9:30. Right. Next one. So this is all about like copying the data in two formats. Copying data directly, copy the data as a picture, that your wish, how you want to do it. Okay. Next one is a font style. Font, you know the style and you know the size of this. Here we are going to increase or decrease the sizes according to our style. You can see here this is a style increase and this is for decreasing the size. Now the next thing, to apply the back color, you can apply the back colors from over here. Okay, you can apply the colors according to our requirement. If I want to select some more color, go to more colors and you can select here custom, and you can select any other color which you like better to suit over there. So I can select here pink or red or blue, any color whichever you like. Here you can just select it, okay, and you can apply over there. Say okay, now this is applied. Okay, so these are the different types of colors. Like if you go here, you may not find that color. Okay, you may not find the color over here, but you can get from more colors, custom color, and you can get the color modifications from here, and you can take that colors and you can apply them on our columns. Okay, so this is one model. Next thing, whenever we are applying something, we have to make them clear to understand that what is the information, what is the data here. Means what is the heading of the information and what are the headers of the data. Okay, then the data information, right? Now, just now we have drawn that one and we have seen that how to draw the borders. So we can draw the borders here according to our requirement. So here I'm taking some line color and also line style. Okay, so you can take any line style. So I took here one line style. So I will be comparing these two columns as the output. Okay, so these are the outputs. Sorry. So these are the outputs over here. Now you can see the complete data has one style, and this only this two columns which contains two different lines which are applied on the information. Okay, so this is how we are going to work out on our data. Okay, so until here is clear, I hope. Now the next one, you can see here there is a concept called indentation. So what is an indentation is, like generally if you go to MS Word, as most of you all have told me that we have used Word in our application, indentation will move the data left as well as right. Okay, so this is the main concept of the indentation. Like for example, sorry. Yeah. So for example, we are going to do the indentation of some data. Okay. So like if you say, I will say indent here. If not, I can apply here. I can take some picture or something on the screen, which I can apply some indentations on that. Okay. So let's see this, right? So here, let's see, this is the picture over here. Okay. Right shape, I can say here add text. I say sample. Fine. So this is how we have done here. So this is certain information. I make it center alignment. Fine. Now this data, okay. So whatever the data we have here, you can see whenever I'm selecting the data, you can apply the indentation. You can see it is moving now left as well as right. Okay. So this is how the indentation will work. Now this completely comes to right side or completely go to left side. Okay. So even I hope this one also I can move it. I can't move it here. Okay. Anyways, so this is how the indentations will work. So moving some text on the shapes or on a pictures. Generally, the main concept of indentation is alignment of some text which can be moved to more right side. Example, what you can do maximum you can move right side like this, but you can't move it more further. That you can use with the help of indentation. Okay, now see it is move more further. Okay, so this is the only use of this one. Like for example, someone says what is the maximum extent you can move this data, means only right alignment. Okay, but if you want to move it more, then you can use these indentations. Okay, so this is the only thing which we can do out here, right? So this is the things which we can do it here. Next thing, we can see how to apply the colors for the text available. Go here and you can apply some color for the text. Okay, so you can take any text, yeah, some text over here and apply the text color. So we have seen this is a bold. Generally we know this bold, italic and underline. Underline will have two. Either you can apply the single underline, either you can apply the double underline. So both are available here. So underline can be possible as well as you can take a double underline over here. So this is the one difference over here. Right. So we have applied the text colors. We have applied this font size. We have seen this one. We have cell arrangements. We have seen. We have seen the indentations. Now here, this is the information data. Like for example, I have something here, merge and center. I will write here. This is demo session. Okay, right. Demo. Okay, I have written the information in this format. So whenever I want something, the data should modify. So you can see now this has been turned into vertical direction. Okay, so this is how we can change this. Now if not, we say demo class. This is fine. Demo class. Demo class. Right. Now you can see demo class. Right. So this is something what we can change that look of the text. Okay, how you want to make the text available. Okay, so this is to change the text in vertical or horizontal direction. Next thing, wrap text. What is the wrap text? Okay, so for example, here I'm writing something like, for example, first of all I will select these rows. I'm merging them. Okay, you can see here there are four different operations. Merge and center means center will come. Merge across. Okay, so they have a selected cells in the same row into one large cell, means all the cells will be merged into one cell. That is similar. Merge cells and merge cells. So merge cells also fine, but it will not go to center alignment. Okay, and also I'm selecting now merge across. Sorry, I will be selecting here merge across. Okay, so now you can see the cells have been merged across. So one row in a single row, according to what this is shown here, merge selected cells in a same row. That's why it is doing in a row here. Okay, now I'm merging them all. So I say merge cells. Now what I do here, I say this is a demo session which will give us an idea of using the controls or commands available on the Excel tab. So this is my work which you are going to do here. Now when I click here outside, now you see you can't see the remaining text. Okay, you can't see the remaining text. Now I will try to merge again. So still you can see this is the data which is showing like it has available, but I see if I type something, you can't see this, means these cells are not merged. Okay, the data which is this cell which is merged only into one place. So I will merge again, merge and center. Now this is merged over only here. Okay, I will merge here. I will merge here. So this is merged, but still the data is not available for the whole. So there is more data. Then what you will do? Wrap text. Now you see, wrap text means bring the whole text or whole data into the merge cells, into the merge cells boundary. Within the merge cells boundary, we can load this data over here. Okay, so this is about wrap text.